This is a new project. So, I didn't tell you last time, but the sharing that I put on was the first sharing I've ever really done. I never really post anything, even on Facebook, maybe like one or two things a year. And it's been a journey for me to allow myself to express. And it comes along with so many different feelings, fears of being visible, of being seen, of sharing when possibly people don't even care what I have to say, and that's fine. That's fine. But what's really important is the way that it makes me feel when I allow myself to be seen, to express, to sit in truth, and allow whatever to come through. I never know really what I'm going to say. So I'm starting to share, and it's feeling really good. And I encourage anyone out there who is afraid of sharing to just start. Just try. Just see what happens. I, I'm promising to trust the guidance that comes through, act upon it, and bring forward a more true expression of myself. This actually came started coming up when I was around Pi. I went to a forest monastery, and the whole time I was there, I was shown all of these ways that are holding me back because of my ego. My ego trying to control the situation and clinging on to the steering wheel and thinking that it knows best, making plans ahead of time and making sure I'm safe and la di da. My soul doesn't want me to do that. And it was really clear in my last meditation before leaving the monastery. I just had such an awakening experience of what my soul wants to express in this world. And it brought me back 7 years ago to a temple, a Mayan temple in Mexico, where I was leaning against this tree and this giant butterfly was on this other tree right in front of me, almost camouflaged. I couldn't even see it. And then I saw it, and I was like, whoa, that's ginormous. And in that moment, I received a message from my soul telling me that I need to learn to be a butterfly as strong as a tree. And yeah, that sounds really pretty and nice, and I never really took that in on a deeper level until this meditation the other day, where in my meditation I was told that I had to turn to the side, face my feet out towards the jungle, and wait there. So I did. I pointed my feet out to the jungle, and then I slowly opened my eyes, and right in front of me is this beautiful butterfly just sitting there doing this on the ground. And I knew that I had to sit there and wait until the butterfly left. I just knew I had to do that. And while I was sitting there, I remembered this message that I received 7 years ago. And then I started to cry. And these like joyful, clear tears started just streaming out of my face. And I really trusted that. I trusted that there was a message in there for me. And there was. And that message was that to live, my soul wants to be expressed by living as joyfully and freely as a butterfly. As in flying from one step to the next, with such presence and grace and acceptance of the moment, bringing forward so much joy that the next step doesn't even matter. Being with each step is the only thing that I need to practice right now. And then from there, knowing the next step. Take it. What's being present, being joyful? What's the next step? And moving like this through life while staying as anchored, grounded, and strong as a tree. So, I left the monastery and I went to Pi. And that night, I was told twice about this open mic. So, I went with some friends. And for some reason, I knew I had to get up and share at this open mic it was filled with people. I had nothing to share. I wouldn't sing. I couldn't think of a story or a poem. I didn't know, but I had to put my name down. And she said, "What are you going to share?" And I said, words. So I'm sitting there waiting for my turn, freaking out, like, what am I doing? No one here is going to care what I have to say. I don't even have anything to say. I have no idea what I'm going to do. So it was my turn. And I got up there and I sat there and wow, the nerves just took over my body. And the only thing that I could do was talk about what I was feeling in my body. So I started sharing the butterflies in my belly and my pounding heart and all this like nervous energy running through my hands and feet. And I explained that I'd never gotten up and shared anything like that, like with a microphone and people looking at me. And wow, then something happened. Once I voiced what I was feeling in my body, all the nervousness dissolved. And then I'm sitting there with all of these people looking at me, all of these ears listening to me. And I felt so much love for everyone. And I started sharing that and how incredible it felt to have their attention and awareness. Like in that moment, everybody was just like, what is she doing? Yeah. And once I went from nervousness into love, and then I opened up and just started speaking, and wisdom was just coming through my words. It was really heartfelt and life-changing. I think the most life-changing thing from that experience was the feeling afterwards. The feeling of knowing that I just really challenged myself and it filled me with love and aliveness. And wow, it was so hard to sleep that night. I was buzzing with energy. It made me feel incredible. And I knew that this is something that my soul really wants to do. So, and here I am now, sharing this. After that experience, I started meeting all the right people to help this whole journey unfold. Antonia, a dear sister, she traded with me lessons on how to use YouTube videos, video editing. She taught me so much, and in return, I gave her some hormone balancing classes, hormone yoga balancing, hormone balancing yoga classes, um, which was a lovely trade. And then I started meeting Matthew and Faith and Cairo and Kaylin, all these incredible people in amazing dynamics, relationship dynamics. And this inspiration just, it started at that open mic and it didn't stop. Wow! So sharing publicly is really powerful medicine for me. Last night I was having dinner with some friends and I remembered the importance of the very first memory that we have. I'm a trained Waldorf Steiner teacher, and this is something that Steiner speaks of, is the first memory. Being the moment where the I am consciousness comes in and we start to look at ourselves as the I instead of April wants a cuddle. It would be like, I want to cuddle. There's something in me that makes me separate to you and you and this experience. And that's, children are they so easily absorb the world around them. Very, very magical, very special time to nourish and care for children. And then they turn like 3, around the age of 3 is when they start to use the word I, and they start to create memories, lasting memories. And the very first memory says a lot about your journey on earth in this life. And my first memory was having visited my brother at his school or some kind of place where there was lots of school children, and I had my little basket filled with toys. I was about 3, and I remember all of these older children looking at me, thinking, "Oh, look at that little girl, she's so cute," and feeling really good about it, feeling really good to be seen. That's my first memory. Um, so now coming out of the place of fear that stopped me from ever sharing into sharing so deeply, publicly, and then feeling this life force that's running through my body during and after. Whoa, it feels so good.